Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today we will discuss question 6, exercise 1.3, question 6. And the question 6 is matrix name is A and matrix is A I J 3 into 3. इसमें हम देखते हैं कि A I J, I mean row and J mean column, and this is 3 into 3 means 3 rows and 3 columns. It is a square matrix. Now we write it. A is equal to 3 rows and 3 columns. A11, A12, A13. And the second row is A21, A22, A23. And the third row is A31, A32, and A33. This is a standard equation, standard matrix of A, and we find the first part lambda bracket mu A is equal to lambda mu bracket into A. Here lambda bracket mu into A is a matrix. Lambda and mu are the standard points. In this question, we multiply mu into A matrix, and it is a standard multiplication. And at the same time, we know Demos's rule, Demos's rule. We solve mu and A matrix first and then multiply by left side, and on the right side we multiply lambda and mu and then multiply by A matrix. Then let left hand side is equal to lambda mu into A, lambda bracket mu into A matrix. A matrix, this is the A matrix. A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23. And the third row is A31, A32, and A33. Matrix close and close. Now we first multiply mu, the whole matrix, and we get mu A11, mu A12, mu A13. And the second row is mu A21, mu A22, mu A23. And the third row is mu 31, mu 32, mu A33. And next we multiply lambda, the matrix, and it is the same scalar multiplication, and we get lambda mu A11, lambda mu A12, lambda mu A13. And the second row is lambda mu A21, lambda mu A22, lambda mu A23. And the third row is lambda mu A31, lambda mu A32, lambda mu A33. This is the left hand side of the equation. And now the right hand side is equal to lambda mu bracket and A matrix. In the right side, lambda and mu, though two scalar values, are there in the bracket. We write lambda mu and the matrix A11, A12, A13, and the second row A21, A22, A23, and the third row is A31, A32, A33. And now we multiply the scalar values lambda and mu with the matrix A, and we get lambda mu A11, lambda mu A12, lambda mu A13, and the second row is lambda mu A21, lambda mu A22, lambda mu A23, and the third row is lambda mu A31, lambda mu A32, lambda mu A33, and this is the right hand side of the matrix. And we know and see this is left hand side and this is right hand side, and both are the same. So hence left hand side is equal to right hand side. And this is our question first, 6 part first. And now we solve the question 6 part 2. Question 6 part 2. In part 2, the matrix is the same, which is A is equal to A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, and the third row is A31, A32, A33. And in the second part, we prove lambda plus mu bracket A is a matrix is equal to lambda A plus mu A. And in this part, left hand side is equal to mu plus lambda plus mu into A. Lambda and mu are the scalar values, and lambda plus mu bracket and A is the matrix, and A matrix is A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, and the third row is A31, A32, and A33. Now we multiply lambda and mu with the matrix, and we get lambda plus mu bracket A11 lambda plus mu bracket A12 lambda plus mu A13, and next lambda plus mu A21 lambda plus mu A22 lambda plus mu A23, and the third row same, lambda plus mu A31 lambda plus mu A32 lambda plus mu A33. Now we multiply both the values lambda and mu with A1 and get the new value is lambda A11 plus mu A11 lambda A12 plus mu A12 lambda A13 plus mu A13. Second, lambda A21 plus mu A21 lambda A22 plus mu A22 lambda A23 plus mu A23. And the last row is lambda A31 plus mu A31 lambda A32 plus mu A32. Next, the last value is lambda A33 plus mu A33. This is the left hand side of the question, and we get now the right hand side. We get right hand side is equal to lambda A plus mu A. Now put the values of A matrix with lambda and A matrix with mu. We have lambda A11 A12 A13 A21 A22 A23 A31 A32 A33 plus mu and the matrix A A11 A12 A13 and A21 A22 A23, and the last row is A31 A32 A33. Now we multiply lambda with the matrix and mu with the matrix, and we get lambda A11 lambda A12 lambda A13 and lambda A21 lambda A22 lambda A23, and the last lambda A31 lambda A32 lambda A33 plus now the second mu A11 mu A12 mu A13 mu A21 mu A22 mu A23, and the last row is mu A31 mu A32 mu A33. Now we add the two matrices, this one and this one, and we get the corresponding elements we add is lambda E11 plus mu E11, lambda E12 plus mu E12, lambda E13 plus mu E13, lambda E21 plus mu E21, lambda E22 plus mu E22, lambda E23 plus mu E23. And the last row is lambda E31 plus mu E31, lambda E32 plus mu E32, lambda E33 plus mu E33. And now we see the left hand side and the right hand side are same. So hence left hand side is equal to right hand side. And question 6, the third part is here the matrix is the same A, E11, E12, E13, E21, E22, A23, and last A31, A32, A33. And in this part, we prove lambda A minus A is equal to lambda minus 1 and A. Now in this part, we prove lambda A minus A is equal to lambda minus 1 into A. Now we solve it. Left hand side is equal to lambda A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33 minus A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, and the last row is A31, A32, A33. Now we multiply lambda with the matrix and we get lambda E11, lambda E12, lambda E13, lambda E21, lambda E22, lambda E23, and the last row is lambda E31, lambda E32, lambda E33, and minus the matrix A 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 2 1, 2 2, 2, 3. And the last 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3. Now we subtract both the matrix. We get lambda E11 minus E1, lambda E12 minus E1. Third is lambda E13 minus E13. Second row is lambda E21 minus E21, lambda E22 minus E22, lambda E23 minus E23. And the third row is lambda E31 minus E31, lambda E32 minus E32. And last is lambda E33 minus E33. Now we simplify the matrix and we take common E11, E11, E12, E12, and we get lambda minus 1, E11, lambda minus 1, E12, lambda minus 1, E13, lambda minus 1, E21, lambda minus 1, E22, lambda minus 1, E23, and lambda minus 1, E31, lambda minus 1, E32, lambda minus 1, E33. This is the left hand side of the equation. And now we solve right hand side, which is lambda minus 1 into A matrix. We multiply lambda minus 1 with the A matrix. A matrix is E11, E12, E13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. Now we multiply lambda minus 1 with this matrix and we get lambda minus 1, E11, lambda minus 1, E12, lambda minus 1, E13, lambda minus 1, E21, lambda minus 1, E22, lambda minus 1, E23, lambda minus 1, E31, lambda minus 1, E32, lambda minus 1, E33. And we cite the left hand side and the right hand side are the same. So hence it proves left hand side is equal to right hand side. And this is our question. Now we solve question 7. Question 7 has also two parts in which two matrix A, Aij, 2 into 3, and the matrix B is Bij, it is also 2 into 3. 2 into 3 means 2 rows and 3 columns. Now we Write these two standard matrix of A and B, which is A is equal to A11, A12, A13, and second row is A21, A22, A23. This is matrix A, and the matrix B is B11, B12, B13, and second is B21, B22, and B23. These are the two matrices of A and B, the standard matrix of A. Now, in question 7, we have solved proof lambda bracket A plus B is equal to lambda A plus lambda. And we know that body mass rule. First of all, we add A and B matrix and then multiply by lambda. Left side or on the right side, we multiply lambda A and with lambda B with lambda with B, and then add both the lambda A and lambda. Now we solve left hand side, which is lambda A plus B. We have lambda matrix A is A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, plus matrix B is A11, B12, B13, and second row is B21, B22, B23. Now first we add matrix A and matrix B. We get A11 plus B11, A12 plus B12, A13 plus B13, and in the second row we add A21 plus B21, A22 plus B22, A23 plus B23. Now we multiply as a scalar matrix lambda with the matrix A plus B. We get lambda E11 plus B1, lambda E12 plus B12, lambda E13 plus B13. And second row is lambda E21 plus B2, lambda E22 plus B22, lambda A23 plus B23. Now we multiply lambda both with A11 and B11 and so on. We get lambda E11 plus lambda B1, lambda E12 plus lambda B12, lambda E13 plus lambda B13. And second row is lambda A21 plus lambda B21, lambda A22 plus lambda B22, lambda A23 plus lambda B23. Now we take the right hand side. The right hand side is lambda A plus lambda. Now take A and B matrix and then multiply with the lambda. We get lambda A11, A12, A13, B A21, A22, A23 plus lambda and take the matrix B, B11, B12, B13, B21, B22, B23. Now we multiply lambda with matrix A and B. We get lambda A11, lambda A12, lambda A13, lambda A21, lambda A22, lambda A23 plus lambda B11, lambda B12, lambda B13, and the second row is lambda B21, lambda B22, and lambda B23. Now we add both the matrices A and B with multiply lambda, and we get lambda 11 plus lambda B1, lambda A12 plus lambda B12, lambda A13 plus lambda B13. Second is lambda A21 plus lambda B21, lambda A22 plus lambda B22, lambda A23 plus lambda B23. And we saw this is the left hand side and it is the right hand side, and both are same. Hence, proof left hand side is equal to right hand side.